Talking Point platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well on. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
Yes, family, welcome back to yet another very important segment where they come through the Talking Point platform. My name is Mohammed. We get very important issues then for can deliberate and analyze. And you said we'll contribute in the program for let we make a family program where we all go understand each other and help us sensitize the entire nation. The comment matter, yeah, and I just want to say the voice also matter, yeah. Now, the first thing first we'll get for can put smart power. Now, the issue, the possibility of Lawrence Lima, the Deputy Interior Minister, would they can make a comparison of a well-known figure in the country, a late man, Samuel Inganoma, where himself now be a Deputy Defense Minister, and also a Minister of Interior, just like the similar position where Lima they occupy so. And how Inganoma be end up, we just want to do the comparison. We bring down some fact and some opinion and left and for left, maybe just history judge and see the possibility for let Lima go into a special court. Perhaps it exists. Based on then analysis, I will get for can join and count some videos there, some evidence there. When I'll go come with my own text, we'll combine and we'll put this for the history judge. And most probably we get for come back in future. Perhaps we come back into them videos. They are very important for we pay attention today. Secondly, Zainab Sharif, as soon as they follow social media, indeed, the first tweet, the first post we post, from what you understand, not a real post. According to sources, somebody hacking account, then puts some say like say it don't free, then be arrested actually, then be arrested. It spend a CID for 2 good days. We'll be facing them, just go answer, some queries. But anyway, according to sources, what we get, it seems as if we don't really listen. We get some pictures there, some videos there, and so some pictures that we can put. We can go back now in Facebook accounts, now Facebook, we'll see. And perhaps the last one we'll go put, if it time permits we, the bank governor, it don't resurrect. We don't know who side they go, but anyway, if the time permits we, now we carry the bank governor, you can't tell who side be there all along. So, like I say, we're not going to side, we can just now for can for them by the issues here. Better one.
Talking Point platform for news every day now we country alone for education, entertainment, political affairs, TTPTV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit TTPTV.
Yes. So Famulon goes straight to the point. First thing first, most of the young people there right now, the youngsters them, especially first-time voters, they not be aware about we war. In other words, they not be there. Now, story them carry reports, they watch videos there, but some of we, unfortunately, and fortunately again for we, will be doing at the war. We see how the war take place. We team up with they kill more time. We see for we safe. At the end, and they were a little bit younger. We will not forget to wait for Timafo. So we see action. And some of we save not to because of anyway, not just God save we. Because we'll be then at the danger zone anyway. Because you did Timafo, you see somebody kill person, you did it. So it be serious for we, and we see what's happening. But I just bring calm this connection with Lima and Samuel Inganoma. If you don't sabi Samuel Inganoma, you, the young person, or even the old person, follow, remind you, this is a very powerful figure back there in the Tijan Kaba-led administration. It be very powerful. In fact, it was even notorious, just like where Lima popular by this SLPP government, Tijan Kabain government, Inganoma be very, very popular. But why is so popular? Inganoma not a politician throughout, but the thing we can put on to fame, we probably also get a problem. Now we play for now one short clip for the young one, especially when not be know what's in a Kamajor. A lot of people they know they Kamajor, Tamagbo, Betty, Black December, what's in a Gupia stand for? Now, la do a favor, la we just bring can the Kamajor from there, we count Inganoma in role, then we move on with the program.
The period between 1991 and the year 2000 can be described as dark years in the history of Sierra Leone, as the country went through a very brutal rebel war, remembered mostly for the atrocities that the civilian population were subjected to, for which a combined West African military force had to team up with local militia known as Civil Defense Forces to halt. One of these local militias was the Kamajors Society, made up of local hunters from the south, whom it was rumored possessed supernatural powers which they used in battle.
The Kamajors Society, now a group of indigenes and be formed during the war. The military will refer to Salon soldier by then will be need for fight the war for pursue the rebels and so that Sierra Leoneans then go get lasting and sustainable peace, being a play double role. The soldiers and they conspire with the rebels and attack ordinary civilians and kill them. Then observe that in most instances then. So then decide for put themselves together as traditional people then to find a way out. And the whole thing starts from Bond District. Now it's how we then call Tiun Sogbendi, where now they part Chief Dr. Ali Kunduwa Komot. Before that time, he had been a very powerful traditionalist. He been gets power, he been gets control over a lot of herbs where he can use for make medicine and so forth. They therefore initiates the first set of people then into the Kamajors Society. Of course, within the Kamajors Society, you don't have go rigorous training, physical and spiritual training for make you strong and for let you become fearless so that you're able to confront any danger situation for attack your enemy. And they say, okay, now that we don't get ourselves together, we don't form this particular group where we fire gun, that local single barrel at we young people then after we don't initiate them into the Kamajors Society, the gun they enter into them. We go use this as a way for pursue them rebels there. So they begin make attempts for begin targets them rebels there now Bond Chiefdom, Bond District rather. So when they begin attack them rebels there, then finally say 3 or 4 Kamajor can attack a rebel base which you get over 100, 200 rebels in a one grain base, then go throw challenge at them. At a particular point in time, one Kamajor commander just go holler and the gun then at the rebels in hand, both the artillery and machine guns, they no go talk again. Then they can take advantage of the mystical power and kill them. People then begin give them picking them for let them initiate them into the Kamajor Society. By compulsory, every household being get for give a own picking, we go serve as a representative of that household for go defend that chiefdom. So they can finally say out of 9 rebel bases na Salon, the Kamajor Society began for dominate all the rebel bases and make sure say then destroy all the rebel bases and na the rebels in hand. So this become a potential threat. Of course, the Civil Defense Force program will be get a Vendor group. Of course, we will get Black December. Like with the Black December then, what will be go na front line, na black attires then will be used for pursue the war. The Alufe then just like what I've been explained, then been use light brown country cloth. That na been the own symbol that for identify them from the other group of Kamajors then. Of course, the Avondo when na Pape Kunde Iyon Bobo then that dark brown attire then been used. And sometimes they're not been used attire self because the more than they sweat, now the more the power, the medicine they react na the system, and the more they become so powerful. So most often they're not being used attire at all. Of course, board neck away na Lahai Bangrua, Lahai Bangrua your own group, of course, they're not being used no attire at all. Because the medicine they na a inbuilt system will be there inside the system that with or without attire, then they perform.
By the end of the war, it was alleged that atrocities were committed by all sides. But true or not, no one can dispute the significant role that the Kamajors played in putting an end to the brutal rebel war in Sierra Leone.
So, Fambu, I don't get a glimpse of the Kamajor, the Tamaboro, the Black Decembers, and other groups. During the time when the war become so ravaged, where it don't become what I don't pass Gary, the soldier man they wait for protectory, they know even they up to the tax again, then begin play double role. There we begin about Kamajor, the Tamabora, and others. Now then the government back that time, mistrust become evident. The government of Tijan Kaba no get trust. The government of Tijan Kaba no get trust with the army. So what in government do? They empower the Kamajors, the Betis, the Black Decembers, the Tamamboros and others, then put them in one body, then call them the Civil Defense Force. Now, this Civil Defense Force, it is under the auspices of this Samuel Inganoma. Now, the Civil Defense Force, it becomes so powerful, past even the army. Jealousy don't begin come. And mind you, back then, Inganoma was the Deputy Defense Minister. Now, you see, as even some time, the Kamajor then they even carry then double barrel, then twin barrel, some very expensive and huge weapons where even the police and the military, they not even get. At one time, the Kamajor then go attack the soldier man there, according to sources, then kill some soldier man there. That particular group of them kill now Johnny Paul Koroma, the man who overthrown Tijan Kaba, now in Bobode. Himself take upon himself, he go chase the Kamajor them, he kill some of them, he was them. That if they come out, in fact, that make them be able, all of them, they all of them put on a Padeba wood. Now, according to people, this now one of the reasons we make the overthrown Tijan Kaba, because the trust not be there again. The soldier man there, the military not trust the government not trust the military. So you see this big gap, the communication not there. So now that lead to the death. So now that lead to the overthrow of Tijan Kaba back then, where we know what happened. Later, it come back in power. So the point is, when Tijan Kaba finally come back, he even take again Inganoma for be the interior minister, a similar position where Lima they occupy so. However, still, within this particular realm of this gentleman, the civil defense force, they accuse them many areas. They accuse them for extrajudicial killings. In fact, the CDF, they were so powerful now past the army. This now be the order of the day. Then they afraid the CDF, then they respect the CDF past even the soldier man. Now, so the atrocities there, you know, these are just like where you make a bring kind of short clip, let you understand how these are people who then just go get. Now then villagers, now different villages and different homes. Mama them, papa then they force them picking and say, okay, go join Kamajor, go join Beti, go join Tamaboro for let we protect me. So they don't get the basic training about how to handle evil civilian. You see? So then they do excess. Then they commit excess human rights violations. And at the same time, then they then they don't load themselves. Then see themselves pass to soldier man, then they even beat soldier man themselves. You can imagine. So this particular issue becomes so aggrieved, and records then they, evidence then they, where them be presented to the international community, where the accuse say the CDF were aided by this Inganoma. They accuse them for human rights violations and extrajudicial killings. Now, what's happy? On the 7th of March, 2003, the special courts where they established the special court indict Inganoma. That time the INSEF still not be minister. It not be left in power, it's not be still minister. Where this be shock people there. It be that time they told him be quiet because like this man was notorious, was powerful, was seen as the right man of Tijan Kaba, was seen as the liberator, he was seen as the person who supported Tijan Kaba with all his might, with all the CDF and so on and so forth. So for Tijan Kaba to hand over him to special court was one of the biggest doubts in political blunder. Some people call it political blunder. Some people call it a political earthquake. I mean, there are different names. They arrest Inganoma. Inganoma go face the special courts. He did a sote sick. Then can go na Senegal for go face medical for medical treatment. He died. Inganoma died na special courts. But how this relates to Lawrence Lima and Inganoma back na be soldier man, in fact na captain. Now la just maybe some man not see the speed, some man not sabia, then particularly the young boys, the young ones, la shall not see the power they talk about Inganoma. La make not see in photos. You can Google her anyway. You can Google all what they tell you, so you can Google, but you did it, you know. Now in this, you see. Now this na Inganoma this. Na Inganoma this. I don't know if you see. Oh, come on. Yes, na Inganoma this. In case you know Sabia, this was so powerful. The time where Tijan Kaba be there alive, this man was so powerful. Inganoma was so powerful. He was a notorious man. He was seen as a warlord. He was seen, people are afraid of him, even his presence, because he has huge convoy of civil defense forces. So now, this man end up for die na jail, where a lot of people, a lot of SLPP, then this now one of the reasons why make them be hates Tijan Kaba, then look at and say he betray Inganoma. Inganoma support him, say they reinstate him. So like that bitter acrimony make a lot of SLPP stalwarts. Then Tijan Kaba left now power, then get on a hat because they look at and say if we don't do more, at least if we don't save her. But again, you know, white man, now they are the moral guarantor when it comes to democracy, when it comes to human rights, when it comes to justice. Then when they don't get enough evidence against you, believe me, you go shock. Even they have for protect you, when you feel like you master, it go betray you. I'll give you a typical example. President Taylor, Charles Taylor na Liberia. Charles Taylor, when they indict her, when they don't get evidence, when the international community don't get enough evidence, say, he is one of the key sponsors of Sierra Leone war, and they want indict her. What did they do? Then Bella, they send Obasanjo na Liberia. Then Bella may step down because there were, people they protest, all that stuff. Then Bella na Liberia say, go Nigeria. Where you go Nigeria, you are safe in Nigeria, and that Nigeria will protect you. When eventually he agreed, he stepped down for the sake of peace, as in say, he go Nigeria, hoping that Nigeria and them can book the different and then can book the peace. Yeah, Salif Johnson, it go be sort of protected. The same Nigeria back then, George Bush now be the president of America. They end up for talk to Obasanjo. They plan for go for go visit the White House, and say then George Bush now more like himself a dictator. You understand? He say no go allow somebody where gets a stain for you get supposed to where get stain at your country. You can visit White House. So behind the scene, waiting happy, then say Charles Taylor on away, then go catch an Benin border, they arrest her, then count on saloon. Charles Taylor stand trial na saloon. So you see, the point what they make here is sometimes when they don't get enough evidence against you, nobody not able to protect you. Nobody. So Tijan Kaba was unable to protect Inganoma. Perhaps he did try behind the scene. I don't know, but perhaps he did try. But unfortunately, he was unable to protect Sam Inganoma. Inganoma eventually was arrested and then tried in the Sierra Leone Special Court, and which led to his death. Now, Law to Lima. Lima, it seems as if this similar situation is happening with this gentleman, where people say notorious. Now, Lima take SLPP as everything. In fact, even in utterances now, the media force, I will put up. It's scary. It's scary. A case in point, when the interview AYV, I think here in CDI to need to talk about, say anybody will try the law in the caution. Now, like always, I know they talk just because I want to talk. I back them up with evidence. Take a look in this one.
I would say as much as this government is committed to conducting a free, fair, peaceful and transparent elections, but as a government also, we have the responsibility to ensure that the security of the state is guaranteed. We have taken due note of all the intelligence, of all activities, of movements of people, but I would say that nobody would disrupt the peace of these elections. Nobody would disrupt the peace of this country. We are capable of providing the necessary security for this nation. And that one I can assure anybody, if they do not believe in that, then let them just try whatever is boiling underneath in their sleeve. We would crush that without even going a step. So what we are saying,
Mr. Minister, you are the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs. Are you making a threatening statement?
This is not a threatening statement. Here we have had a situation from the start. I'm coming. I'm coming. Yes, we will crush any attempt to disrupt the peace and security of this nation. Let me give you instances.
Will you also respect the rights and the human rights?
All right, so family, I don't read that video. Some of I don't see, I don't watch. We don't want to go back and forth again. I just want to reference where they talk about Kosh. It's therefore explain the role of the police in terms of taking orders from the above, and also how the police structure, where a lot of people they can doubt why make the police they behave unprofessional. It's not about the police wants to behave professional. The orders are coming from above. The way they set the police council, maybe sometime somewhere I will come up with a program, law can't see part of that constitution, part of the constitution where detail the police board. The police gets a council wherein the vice president is a member, he's head of the police council, and he gets the deputy, he gets the Ministry of Interior, Internal Ministry, where Lima are part of them. Then they control the police, you understand? So technically, everything what the police do, they come up from this particular angle. So let people understand this. In as much as they blame the police, sometimes if you look, you see, say yes, these police, they just they use them. Although yes, sometimes you get for ignore unlawful orders there. So let we come back now. Now, Inganoma yon keston don. Let we come to Lima. Lima, the special investigative committee where President Bio set for MEC, then look into the August 10 report, say Lima refused for participates. And in fact, the committee also recommend that there should be an investigation. In fact, the committee say the issues of extrajudicial killings wouldn't be one let Lima go answer, a refuse for answer. Now out that part later on see that particular argument between the head of that committee there and Lima, where they go into bitter argument about say no invite her or they invite her but he not take part. Let we count them quickly for now. Just a sec. Just share the screen. Don't see.
I'm so excited to announce that
now
local record. Let's get clarification on this.
This morning back
All right, so Fambu, just a minute. Let just share for us. See, this is very important. Let man, let people understand.
Top stories of
Okay.
the news. We still have with us Emmanuel Safabula in the studio. Now we've been able to establish contact with the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, who doubles as the National Publicity Secretary of the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party, Lahai Lawrence Lima. Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Sierra Leone, Lima.
Good morning, Samuel, and good morning, listeners.
Now, Lima, first off, I'm sure you must have gone through the report by the committee set up by President Bill. And in that report, the committee clearly stated that you did not show up despite several attempts to have you respond to allegations of some of your activities during the curfew hour and allegations of you involved in extrajudicial killings, and but you did not appear. First off, let's have an understanding. Why why did you not appear in front of the committee to answer to some of the questions, if at all you were invited?
Thank you very much, Samuel, for having me into the conversation. And in the first place, let me start by thanking His Excellency the President for putting such a reputable committee together to do an investigation into the incident that occurred on August 10th. Not appearing on the committee is not a fault of mine, but it's as a result of the fact that I was not notified that I should be on that committee. And I got a call on the day that they required me to be on the committee. In fact, the call came in and it was very abrupt. The manner of communication to me, even by the caller, who happens to be retired Colonel Goto, was very unprofessional, but yet I was able to manage the conversation and talk to him that I have not been notified of me being, you requiring me and my presence into that committee. However, as at this material time that you have called, I am engaged in a meeting with guests in my office. Still, I am available if you could reschedule a better time for me, either after this meeting or some other time. So he said to me that I will hear back from him. After that, he dropped the call, and I never got back to him. I got a call from Mr. Abayama, who is the ONS coordinator, asking me that he has been informed that I have refused to show up for the committee, the Special Investigation Committee. I told him that is not true. He has been misinformed, that I am always available. I got a call from retired Colonel Goto, who was like urging me that now you will wait for. I asked him, what are you waiting for me for? He said, are you not aware of the Special Investigation Committee work that is ongoing? I said, I'm aware, but I'm not aware that you required me at this material time. So no Colonel Goto, no Avayama ever rescheduled time for me to show up to give my own account of what happened on August 10th. And for such innuendos or allegations being drawn around the very fact that I did not appear at the committee for a reason which is not my own fault, to also draw an innuendo of that nature of drawing extrajudicial killing is unfortunate. Because these are all calculations of ploy in order to make me look bad in the eyes of the public and also make me look bad in the eyes of the president. But those who calculated that action, it is a failed cause, because there is no loyalty you can show to a leader than what I did on August 10th. When I came personally under attack, my vehicle was attacked. There were roadblocks before me, spanning from Wellington up to Upgun. I came under tremendous road attacks with stones pelted at my vehicle. The windscreen of my vehicle was badly damaged. My security died in the process. And I came to State House. I went to see
Lima, just before you continue with these things, the chairman of the committee is with us in the studio, and he mentioned letters were sent out to all entities, including persons of interest. Did you not receive those letters in January of this year?
It's unfortunate that he's a lawyer. He failed to do due diligence. And he thinks he's germane to the cause of the investigation, and publishing such report. That's unfortunate. He's a lawyer. He knows exactly what service means. And when you require the presence of somebody to give his own testimony on account, he knows the effort to apply. I never received a letter, nor did I get even a text message, save from the fact that I received a call on the material day that they required me, and of which I was engaged in some other official duty, and I asked them to also reschedule. And after that date, no effort was made to get me give my own account. And this is why I'm saying that not getting me on the whole thing here is about the principle of natural justice, to get me give my own side of the story. And if you have not been able to get me give my own side of the story, does that warrant you to build innuendos around my family name, around my image, to undermine my own very good work that salvaged the situation on that day? Is that the reward I get for working so hard to preserve the peace and security of this nation? Is that the reward I get? But I am not surprised. This is not coming as a surprise to me, because they had tried it to mess up my name in a corruption saga. They tried it with Ben Kefala. He tried it with me. It did not work. Before this time, I have gotten the intelligence that these people have been planning something to mess up my name in a scandalous behavior.
Lima.
This is exactly what has been exhibited.
Lima.
As I am saying, I am still very humble, and I'm very committed to still give my own side of the story.
And quickly, Lima, in 2 minutes, that is what, if you're claiming that you've not been given an opportunity to hear your own side of the story. Now, people accused you that during the curfew hours and you engaged in some dubious activities leading to extrajudicial killings. What are your thoughts?
I am a professional retired military officer, because this is the thought that in as much as people go into the military, people think that the military is a dumping ground for dropouts. I'm never a dropout. I am a graduate with a legal knowledge, and in my service, I did 7 years plus in the army. I spent 5 years of my service in the legal office. I clearly understand what rules of engagement is. I understand my do's and don'ts. So I am, even though I am outside the army, I am a professional military officer. I have a family name to protect. I am a good citizen. I have never, ever been involved into taking anybody's life innocently. That is a ploy. It's a calculations that is aimed at tarnishing my name and also undermine the good working relationship between me and the president. But it's a failed cause, and I am still committed to give my own side of the story. And I do believe that on that day, I worked assiduously and I did very well to salvage the situation. The only impression that will leave me with, that the August 10 probably was an orchestration to take away my life. And because God saved me from that situation, that is why they are still pushing to run things around my name that does not befit my person, my personality, and my individual self. I am meant to be loyal to the state and to the president, because, yes, he is the one God that was going to take leadership of this nation. I am a Christian. I understand exactly the response of David at the time when God told to him. I understand in David's response. I am a Christian, a Catholic to be precise. I have never, ever involved in taking any innocent life, and I do not wish to ever take any innocent life. My work is there towards preserving the peace and stability of this nation and for the good.
Thank you very much, Lawrence Lima, Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, who doubles as the National Publicity Secretary of the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party. Safa, just before we get responses from you, let's quickly welcome the Minister of Information and Communications, Mohammed Rahman. So, good morning and welcome to the show.
Yes, good morning. Good to be here.
Safa, let's hear your responses from the APC Secretary General to Lima.
Allegations. Firstly, maybe I start with Lemon. It's okay for you to be angry, but it's also okay to be honest. The only reason why I have asked the committee not to release the way book, it's because of professionalism. As I sit here, Lawrence Lima's letter was sent on the 6th of, I have a way book here that I have snapshotted. Basically, his letter was sent and was signed for by Tambasam. Now, no response.
On the 6th of April?
January? 6th of January.
Right.
Now, on the 6th of January letter, we had scheduled his meeting for the 18th of January at 3 p.m. His letter is also here. Now, when we did not hear from him, we sent a second letter again on the 10th. Sorry, he did not show up on the 18th.
Right.
We were there and he did not show up. And we said, okay, maybe he did not receive the letter. We sent a second letter, which was received on the 10th of February, again by the same Tambasam and signed for. Now, this is a way book where everyone.
Were you able to establish who Tambasam is in the office?
No, that's not your business. No, come on, you take the letter to the deputy minister's office. You're not taking it to a home without an address. You're not taking it to someone on the street. You're taking the letter to the deputy minister's office. And in that office, someone received the letter and signed the way book. You are going to begin to establish who that person is? No, that's not your responsibility. Now, he did not show up for the second time. This is 2 letters we're talking about. I have copies of those letters. Then we said, okay, for those who don't know, Lehman calls me big brother. So I was already conflicted with him. I did not get involved in it. So other people had to deal with him. We said, okay, Colonel Goto, you are a military officer. Can you reach out to him? Now, Lehman is not the only person. We sent letters to 38 people. Everyone received their letters. Everyone either showed up or said, I am not coming. Yeah, the mayor got hers and she published it. She came with a media crew and said, I know the answer question. So what we did with this, we did not find anything adverse against Lehman. So again, the issue of attacking personality, me being a lawyer actually makes me a better person to handle situations like this. That's why I have a way book, because I am a professional lawyer. Right? Me being a lawyer also gives me the knowledge and expertise to ensure that I did not do anything that was adverse against you. What we did was.
All right, so family, when I don't get the gist. Lima, according to the chairman of the committee, they send 2 times letter. They send 2 times letter to her, and my office says where they sign for, where they invite her different dates and other, even they call them personally. So all of them calls here, the first one, the second, the 2 letters, and the other one, all are for let it go answer to some of the allegation of extrajudicial killings where they accuse them for. And Lima not show up according to the committee. In fact, them pull herself by the committee. Let us share for now. What did the committee say? Because this and the committee finally, this is not the book, not the report. Now this finally published. Now this finally published. Let's share them for now. Now this finally published. You see, Lawrence Lima did not present himself to the SIC despite repeated attempts made to have him provide answers to the committee. SIC wanted clarification from him with regards to claim that he made night patrol after the insurrection and during coffee hours in which said patrol, various human rights violations and extrajudicial killings were allegedly committed. SIC, that is the committee, concluded that as a minister of state, its refusal to meet with the committee was disparaging and manifested unbridled impunity. Consequently, all the allegations against him could not be refuted by him. You see? So that's now the conclusion of the committee say, man, we don't invite you, not to you want we invite. No, we invite a lot of people, some people and show up. Some people. So, but if you listen how Lima they talk now, Lima they bank on the president. They bank on say he don't loyal to the president. They bank on say he don't salvage the situation. And like I mentioned, believe me or not, President Julius Maada Bio, if the similar situation happened, just like what happened to Inganoma, where be they serve Tijan Kaba, SLPP, Tijan Kaba, President Bio not able save Maada, able save Lima, not able save her, because They don't call you at the investigative committee for go defend yourself. Now you know everywhere I said it, they tarnish your name. I mean, the way you talk now, say look like they look for help. No, watch one. I not be and play this clip because somebody sent them for me. The way I see the right there, I know I let be like say sometimes we take side here, but for Leona see no more say people ain't getting clip here. This now somebody put on a group where they accuse Lima of I don't know if you know the right one, the place so
act, give power to the
no. Let's just play that clip there. A lot of people they don't see that clip there where they accuse Lima say they do night patrol, and the committee also accused Lima of doing night patrol, where it's synonymous to waiting people and they say extrajudicial killings might have taken place. But now we just go there and see. All right, you know, sometimes all right, let's play the clip for Alona. See this now. Some of the videos there where are surprised. This person at the video. What are they say now? Lima Imama. In they say Imama at the video actually. Oh come on. All right, you know, la play in this other format because it seems as if you know they agree for download. All right, now if you listen this,
thank you very much.
Listen this
right
clip.
Now, my able minister, deputy minister of internal affairs. Now in this now on they on patrol. They don't pass 12. They go 1 o'clock. They don't can't check mama right now. If your mama okay. The whole city tight. Mr. Minister, sir. Mr. Minister, sir. I don't say only gone. You see how? Me pick only gone live and direct. So no bush shaking. The left pound now. Now wait. Now come on no more. We know the Palima. Okay? You don't catch up with my mama, okay? I say okay. So they are right now. And thank you. I'm not afraid of all man go there and sleep. I'm early morning. Good waiting for do ya. Thank you very much.
The person behind the camera appear for be say na Lima Mama. In part, it even pattern at the back say, it only gone and Annette. Lima don't only gone. This time Mama not to say a person according to, and Lima was there. And I know say a lot of fun I don't see this video. Not to say just they make up. No, this video don't circulate on the social media. A lot of fun not a new video self. I just try to say evidence day for say it be the patrol and net, but allegation day say it do extrajudicial killing. And you see Lima in mama self they talk. Una komono do. I mean, can you imagine? This mommy, I don't know if it be know what they do. Say they implicate him picking. I don't know if I step mama, but I don't feel say you mama don't implicate her. Because now, if you listen to the video, it say, me picking there, una come on no more, you go deal with me picking only gone. Is that you see with the area? So imagine if then they accuse her, and at 12 o'clock, you see the time where he puts night patrol, and the CSI, that's the Special Investigative Committee say there is allegation say Lima be the commoner net with troops they go and hunt people. I get some videos there where not too clear. Waiting for another play some videos there where they send to me because I don't see Lima in face. So I don't go just buy into Randy. We can always do diligence and go just put some tier just because of them say somebody they say Lima into this somebody see and make them videos and send them, but not seeing face day. So I don't go play particular clip then clip and they play. Why I play this one because in face day. Don't the post where they talk, it's saying like mama. So if you join the dots there, you go on to say yes indeed, Lima gets a case for answer. Based on the rhetoric. I don't want to make the program too long for count some of your old videos and no, not to that at the point where they use say the army get right for overthrown any government because if they feel like the government not responsible, something like that. But we don't play the one we connected with the kosh. We say the kosh. So if Imama they talk to Imama, they come, they bluff, they pick him, now all they go on, all that. So the point I want to make, Lima, perhaps you listen Naya. Most of them be big man, they listen Naya. Tijan Kaba not be able to protect Inganoma. Inganoma was powerful, even powerful than Lima. Inganoma was a deputy defense minister. Inganoma was later a minister, the interior minister of the country. Lima is just a deputy. So a very powerful person where, yes, indeed, say what you mean, he was the one that actually helped to reinstate the late President Tijan Kaba. However, President Tijan Kaba was unable to protect him. So how come President Bio will protect you in case there will be a trial or a special committee or a special investigation, especially when there is ample evidence against you, you refuse to answer to the committee. When they called you several times, you refuse. When I see the two people now, the chairman versus Lima, where they argue. So not to say that person behind him back, everything don't clear now. So that's how they love put on. We don't forget about this issue. I just take my time to analyze the possibility for Lima end up like Inganoma, go roll out based on all this evidence and more. All right, I'll move down here. We do not text them. We come to the other one, a very important one, as Zainab Sharif. I'll take this one where they come up from. Wonderful Fulam Dumbuya. There are even some videos kept secretly about the very Lima going around killing people after August 10. This one they come up from Aisata Dumbuya. I saw this video during the August. Yeah. So yeah, anything we'll put out, okay, we do diligence. They just put on because one put on. Yeah, thank you very much for helping other people to know that the video is authentic. They come up from Serifina Newland. Where is Fatmata Sawane? She was an accomplice too. This one they come up from Aisha Kester. The end justifies the means. This one they come out from Fatima Niyama. The police should know that they have lives as the citizen, as they always start their day by reading Quran, Bible, and our beloved national anthem and pledge so that they will tell us. So what they will tell us. All right, thank you for your comment. Yes. All right. Okay. Okay. This one I started. Dumbuya. Yeah, princess. Greetings to you. All right. Yes. All right. So fam will not tap the text here for us. Let me jump quickly to Zainab Sharif. Salon ain't done with drama. Honestly, Salon ain't done with drama. Now, I need to play that clip again. I know now know the background of the story, but I'll just share. You see, if you watch this particular, if you watch on my screen, this woman, Sylvia Oleyanka Blyden, you be right this. This was yesterday. See what he post. I confirmed that Zainab Sharif is home. I just checked. As she is my next door neighbor. she was granted bail by police to continue to continue a statement tomorrow at the CID. You know, the reason why I bring can Silver Blyden in post, now for tell you the person way Silver Blyden do. I respect her as a woman, I respect her as a politician, but sometimes the way they play in politics is dangerous. He say in confirm that Sharif is home, but however, Zainab Sharif was not home. Zainab Sharif was locked up when he put this. Let's just see the kind of person people are now politicians and generally. It's so shame. And the other post we put now is saying that sources we get from home. That this is not just like for confused people. And the one we'll see now, let we share the we see okay. Just a moment. All right, so if you see now the screen, I don't know if you see now the screen. If you see now the screen, that don't. Okay, I think now the other flyer for the theme. All right, so let me share waiting lawyer Basita writes about the charges, about the statement where lead to Zainab arrest warrant. We see the video where talk where he accused the president and he blasts the first lady, the government, by being ruthless and reckless and murderous. Where, according to the area wouldn't charge them that incendiary, the cybercrime law, the cybercrime bill wouldn't put without say this now the law is not for protect citizens because we see where fraudsters and they use online for among people like the motherland project where that man be they use the internet for default Sierra Leoneans, but rather they use them for political means. Me take. If me not be the person where they advise, President Bio, believe me, if I advise President Bio, make the not church Zainab Sharif left. No create unnecessary attention. No create unnecessary attention. It's not worth it. It's just a confirm each and every day say, you're not tolerance to opposition. You're not tolerant to dissent. You know, I made them criticize you. You know, if for be just don't ignore this. But right now, it cause more harm. And it just a confirm to people say, yes, indeed, always since Zainab Sharif talked now in video, she was right. Now so it look like. So, I mean, I don't know what I think you advise the president in the institution. If we just don't ignore Zainab, no create unnecessary drama. Now, one of a renowned lawyer in the country, what he say, Basita, let's see what he imposed. Let's see what he inputs. If you not see, Basita and input this. You see, I hope so now they see on my screen. Let we just go through what you see. Basita Michael, one time I be president for the Bar Association, we later drop out. He relinquished that position there. Zainab Sharif utterance in a video, we are merely our own way of echoing the frustration, disappointment, sadness, and loss of faith most citizens feel not only towards the government, but also towards APC and NGC. It is a cry for rescue, a cry for protection, a cry for a fatherly intervention, not for ourselves, but for our sisters and brothers who are trapped in poverty, drugs, unemployment. No political party to look up to. Given the tension and division in our country, It is loud cry born out of a fear of the worst that could happen to Sierra Leone. It is our own way of voicing our citizens' yearning for a better future. A call for our leaders from the SLPP, APC, and NGC to shape up our ship out. Responding to her by way of arrest and detention will only serve to drive a wedge between citizens and the government. I trust the police will realize this and ensure our immediate release. His Excellency the President has on numerous occasions, both domestically and abroad, shine light on how well his government responds to criticism and respect the fundamental right to freedom of expression. The arrest and detention of Zainab by the police contradicts that. I add my voice to the calls of many for our release. Fambo, you know, this was uncalled for. This was completely just they add more flame than the fire. President Biafra just don't ignore this. And also, you know, go arrest, even if they be arrested without knowledge, but now you don't know. If we don't say, then just ignore this man, this woman. Then for just ignore her. Because, I mean, you know, sometimes, I don't know. But anyway, maybe sometime, so the government plan for ending way. I want out for one video when whenever things happen in a salon, particularly where hardship they take place, we see the government quickly for compare the UK, the Western world about things are difficult, the cost of living is skyrocketing everywhere. Look at the prices in the UK, look at the prices in America, look at the prices globally. We are doing all what we can to cushion the effect. But these things, they're cool. It's easy for them to compare. It's easy for them to draw parallel. But when it comes to decent way of handling citizens, they are not comparing it. I'll count for a video where somebody, a protester, this UK happened. I just count this video. I hope I get this video. Family not disappointed. I hope I get her. For Leona, listen.
So please, my message to the police.
Okay.
Who are the biggest
Let's see if it happen in a salon, if this woman they survive.
Theresa May, you're a terrorist. You're the biggest terrorist.
I'll count for this video.
Okay.
Okay.
Terrorist government and vote for the politics who are defending the biggest terrorists in the world. The biggest terrorists occupy this place. Theresa May, you're a terrorist. You're the biggest terrorist. And I am using my freedom of speech to say this. So get rid of this vile terrorist government and vote for the politics of peace. Vote for the politics of a future. Vote for the politics of education. And vote for the NHS. And a vote for the NHS, education, peace, police to protect us. Enough police numbers that we don't have to have a militarised presence on our streets. Vote for Jeremy Corbyn. Vote for the man of peace, the man of the working people, and end the politics of hate and ends the elite in there that control the most of the wealth in this country. None is trickling down to.
All right, so Fambule, Lord, just forget about that video. I think we don't understand the comparison around you. Because in most cases, if you check all of the statements where the president and the cabinet and government officials make, they compare the Western world in terms of when it comes to economic hardship. What happened with these values of police tolerance? We wanna see this Theresa May, where be prime minister, na office down in street in office. I mean, look at this there from Boboda and then go past State House. State House, they say they just want to go service State House, they're arrested. No, not Choco, no, not catch with Gono, no, not catch with Nazi. These are Sierra Leoneans, the citizens. They just walk into the street. According to the video, they are arrested. Can you imagine they say because they come out, here is a lady in front of the prime minister, Theresa May, down the street. They call them terrorists. When I read the word, we use terrorists. You know, mention word terrorists. He call them terrorists. And you not just tap, they even campaign for another candidate, Jeremy Corbyn. You see? And I mean, it just, this is just a perfect example for how, you see, the police are not what chance because now in freedom of speech, the freedom of rights for talk. And Zainab Sharif no go team up now State House. No, you not team up there. You not team up there. Now also wherever you do this video where for me I be feel say the president for just ignore this. This now bits. I not say yes, perhaps Zainab Sharif they look for attention and he don't get the attention. Not that say not to say an icon, but I don't say attention are like a drug. The more you get, you want more, especially for people that we don't get out there. Perhaps Zainab Sharif is set up the government. He knows say this better at the sense of I can't tell the arrest and it happen. If you see somebody that go now the prime minister in office in front of her, he call an terrorist. Can you imagine who's born that way each day? If any salon man right now go na State House, you go team up na that gate, you call Mother Bio say you know terrorist or you know perhaps they shoot you to death. Then they shoot you to death. I mean, look at them two boys they would then go old. Look at them boys they would then go old. Can you imagine? I can hate where I can sit on a way like I don't care with the access of the government. No, I want at least why they sit on like out positive things, but we don't get positive things, you know. And this is wrong. It's wrong. I mean, so if I don't see that video, maybe if I don't say a lot do a favor, young man then go arrested and say because these guys they are from McKinney. Listen.
Then come on, McKinney, pon the can they say that one can Sabi State House. So family and this 9 can this morning, you know, today 13th April.
No. So you see, these are Sierra Leoneans. Just because they say they want to go Sabi State House, according to the video we get, they were arrested with military officers. In fact, they don't begin to see whether they don't jail them, they don't kill them, or no. I don't even know. But here is somebody, a lady that team up now the president, let's just look at us because the prime minister is also like technically like now the president, head of government. Somebody they call a terrorist. So my point to what they make here is if the governments they always compare when it comes to hardship internationally, other governments them, why they're not for also compare themselves when it comes to human rights, respect for the citizens. All right, so that's how they attacked it. We go follow up on the Zainab Sharif. Perhaps the last thing I will mention, the bank governor that resurrects. But anyway, Unaria from ISSF.
For the act as the bank governor of the country, advisor and be fiscal agent, we go support government economy policy and steady the financial system na salon. This BNTM report don't they go around na that government some put the bank governor for go leave. Well, in our exclusive interview with Radio Democracy, the bank governor Professor Kelfala Kalon say nobody no force and for take leave. And say for solve the economic challenge inside the last 2.5 years, the bank spent over $450 million for help make essential commodities them like rice, fuel, and other things them in the country. Well, the bank governor Professor Kelfala Kalon talk more inside this exclusive interview to Michael Sambola. Also, I start for talk if President Bio be put on immediate leave.
Nobody not put me in an immediate leave. I may request leave. You know, in my last profession, I did get 4 months leave a year. One in December, and then in the summer, I did get 3 months leave. Well, I've been working. I'm due about 42 working days of leave, but I barely can take them.
But why you decide for take this one? Pressure?
No, not pressure. My term they end in October, and I've been wanting to take me leave before my term end. So I decided that I have a significant amount of leave. I want to go rest, clear my head, and then come back.
The kind way how the saloon economy they looking at you in that kind of technical person. You think say now the best time this for take leave?
The bank goes on regardless of whether I'm on leave or not. The bank still functions. The law is very clear. When the governor is away, the deputy governor monetary stability is in charge of the bank.
Why make you think say people all over get that kind notion that nobody not come out, even government not come out for explain about you disappearance from the public eye?
I not disappear, I'm here. They go around, nobody has ever said I don't disappear. I'm taking my time, it's open-ended. When the time reach where I feel say I'm up to it, then I'll get back. It's just a matter of me trying to draw down what is my entitlement.
Don't move away from you live now. Looking at the current state of the country economy, how you could describe them?
Well, like every country in the world, the economy of this country is very challenging. And every country in the world, they face economic challenges we will not one day see since the Great Depression. And so all man, they grapple for deal with these challenges, not to Salon no more. Yes, we get with young problems na Salon, but other countries also get their young problem. I'm not going to talk, say, the Salon economy very rosy. But what I go talk is that given the resources where we not get for deal with the problems where we encounter, I think say we don't do very well.
What about people who go think say we own situation a kind of worse compared to neighboring country like Guinea?
Well, we can always say in economics, a Latin phrase, ceteris paribus, all other things being equal. You not compare mango and orange. It would be a false comparison. The situation in and the situation in Guinea, very different. First and foremost, almost every Sierra Leonean, and rightly so, go say Salon gentry will get all these minerals. And therefore, we're not for them in this situation. In the best of all worlds, that would be correct. But Salon get a legacy problem. That legacy problem now the mining deals we will be done accept in this country.
Like which one there so?
I know give you the specific, but most mining deals where with the export minerals and then they give you royalty up to 3%. So for example, if you look at our mineral exports in 2022, we exported, according to the data, close to $900 million worth of minerals. Guess how much we get? Close to 27 million. So yeah, Guinea, their own situation different. The commanding highest of our economy, which is mining, we've been done gearing away.
But for you now, as the person we technically they advise government on economical issue, as the bank governor, the professional head for advise government about the economy. From 2018 to now, which you change?
As governor of the bank na fiscal advisor to government. With the advise government, fiscal policy deals with taxes and government spending. With the GIDA advice to government as to how they go about. But the responsibility for fiscal policy, how much government they spend, how much government they tax, how much government they collect in taxes, lies with the Ministry of Finance, where they bring the budget to Parliament, lies with Parliament, where they pass that budget, not the central bank. I can advise, but if in the wisdom of Parliament, they decide, say, waiting the minister propose, then they go with him. That's what happens. I'm not the kind I tell you what I have advised, because that breaches the confidentiality. As far as the responsibility, for example, contracts that were signed, and that, there are ministries that deal with that. Those fall outside of the central bank.
Prof, the current exchange rates now, in terms of looking at the dollar, as we talk now, $100 don't go up over 2 million. Many of other commodities, they're influenced by the dollar exchange rate, where don't make every other commodity in the country, they shoot up. What's responsible for this high dollar rate?
Well, I tell you, first and foremost, foreign exchange regime we will get in this country, where they determine how they loan the exchange relative to other currencies. Not to the bank, they determine that. The section 47.1 of the Bank of Sierra Leone Act 2019 say the foreign exchange regime of Sierra Leone shall be determined by the Minister of Finance after consultation with the bank and shall be consistent with the obligations of any international treaty to which Sierra Leone is a party. But remember, please,
go ahead, sir.
Not to the governor, not to the Bank of Sierra Leone. The exchange rates for the Leone against other currencies shall be determined by the market. Waiting with the export, it don't take for a long time, we get very little from it. And as a result of that, we get foreign exchange challenges. So what we do now was to bring in a lot of special credit facilities where we say, if you able bring rest in this country, you get a track record for bring rest, and you get evidence that you don't order rest, it didn't ship for Canada alone. We will give you a low interest loan. We will give you access to foreign exchange so that rest will come in this country. The petrol fuel people, where they need petrol, they say they not get foreign exchange. We create facilities for them so that we will able to get fuel in this country. Let this country not get the sort of shortages that we were seeing elsewhere. In that process, in 2.5 years, the bank spent over $450 million.
For aid the petrol and the rest.
Essential commodities.
Essential commodities.
For make sure, say, we not get kata.
But can they make any impact looking at the cost of fuel, looking at the cost of rest, and essential commodity go up and the price too high till now?
Usually when people they talk this, you don't blame them, they are not trained economists. Suppose these policies were not in place, how the prices go be today. Wait, please, let me finish. As opposed to the policies being in place. Two, what people they not understand is that this country in a small open economy, we can do whatever in order to impact the international prices.
Ordinary person, no know about this kind of economic theory where they explain, but they want for looking at the way now with how them been the buy one cup press, and the way now how one cup press they look fuel, and the way how now fuel they. Now that's then the look as to why it go up that much.
Well, let's look at Nigeria. Then they export crude oil, then get fuel shortage. So at least people be grateful to the Bank of Sierra Leone during this our crisis, where we make sure say this country not lacking in fuel. This country not lacking. Go to Liberia sometime and they not get rest. Now then the poor rest go. Because the Bank of Sierra Leone come in and say, we need to protect the state. Yes, prices don't go up. We not get control over that. Now the world market, they determine the prices, where would they pay?
You talk about fiscal deficits.
Fiscal deficit, yes.
Yes, and how government they spend and how much government they keep considering there. Is it that now the government they spend past what they get?
Government they spend past what they get, and government not get control over that. Where you get into something like a COVID, government may get for pay for healthcare. Government get for pay for them in the give what they call the vulnerable people. Then they give them through NAXA and this that. Whenever you get in an economic crisis like this, certain things that in the system where they cause government expenditures to go up. On the other hand, as the economy they contract, government revenue they go down.
Yeah, so Fambu, I know say perhaps a lot of people disinformation, but they go around say one video be they circulate na social media, they say the bank governor will go seek asylum. I not agree plan, I not agree counter now because I feel say like we they above that. I mean, by all indications, I not see no reason why I for come up with that video day. And a lot of things when they say don't go seek asylum, we don't do it. But another enough from the horse's mouth. in the country, and the reason we make Nanosia. And again, I blame the government. The reason why, because the government not put and say they don't leave, then just say in deputy will take over. I mean, this all it creates no unnecessary arguments and tension no more in the country. But anyway, now we take on our text then quickly. But family, one thing I want to do for me when I share the program, when I don't share the program more, bro, come on. This program interesting now. When I don't share, and if you're not the first time this for join, we welcome you. Not forget for subscribe. Click the like button. Not free. Click the like button. Invite other people and for join the platform. Brothers, sisters, family members. Yeah, we don't pass 12,000, but we want to go more. So that's not a small ask what I asked for. Anyway, now we this one they come up from Bobson Toure, Mr. Cabo. People like Lima deserve to face the ICC together with Silver Blider, who is a part of the mess going on in our beloved Mama Salon. This one they come up from Marcela Fatima Conte. Good evening, TTP. May God continue to guide you always for the great job. Pray for God's blessing to you, to your family. I pray for your family as well, for all family. And we just want pass a short message here to we brothers and sisters that when a Muslim say tomorrow. Now we get a press release here. Now we just put the government on pull a press release. For the prayer tomorrow. All right, now they go to my test them for so I should look for. Yeah, this one they come up from Bobson. This one they come up from Bobson Toure. We say yes, indeed, Mr. Cabo caretaker bill for don't show restraint, but I believe say Fatima bill don't go down, ignite Zainab in arrest. Trust me. This one they come up from. I think I don't read their names there, but anyway. But still, exactly true to pray for God protection guidance for our beloved blessed sister Sharif. This one they come up from Betsy Sisse, prayers for Zainab and our loved ones. That's for all you do there. It shall be with Mama Salon. Thank you very much, Betsy Sisse. This one they come up from Gloria Thomas. No freedom of speech. No freedom for speech. All right, so family, it seems as if we'll go tap. Now the program go tap. Let me just share this press release we just get from government for brothers and sisters. Then we now Muslim. All right. Okay, let's just put this one quickly, let people in see. So the government don't announce say tomorrow will be prayer day. As we end the fast today, we pray for make Allah accept them for we. Now this notice we get, public notice, declaration of public holiday Feast of Idul Fitr. The general public is hereby informed that the Feast of Idul Fitr, marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan, will be observed on Friday, the 21st April 2023. Accordingly, Friday, 21st April 2023 has been declared a public holiday throughout the country and State House. So, Fambo, that's not the message. So in case doubts there, you all know sir, we stand in the pray, the government don't pull the statement say tomorrow. Fast don't today, tomorrow they pray. So we'll come back again. I don't know if maybe tomorrow, but Saturday definitely. We there Tuesday, we there Thursday, we there Saturday. Saturdays, and these are the days that we promise not to fail, but we can jump into any other day where we get something interesting. Any issue we develop, if we say it of our interest, public interest, we'll definitely come back and talk with you now. So we tell them plenty thank you. We brothers and sisters there, we keep the holy month of Ramadan. We pray that Allah accept all we sins and accept all we mistakes there, and exchange them for blessings, for paradise, for goodness, with families, with problems, with troubles, anything what they look for, what they ask for. We pray, let God solve them for we all as a country. We pray for let God put peace and blessing in our country. Let God give you good leaders and let God protect we. The one day when they able to get things for eat, so they pray for them people and they let God provide for them, particularly in this difficult and trying time in Sierra Leone. We hope, we pray, we continue. Let God give you good leaders and we go get sorry at for the ordinary person. We not get nothing. Until then, my name is Ahmed. Bye-bye.
We country slow, we want for no, why not they grow? Yeah, hey bo, we want for no, wait till make we country they go slow, wait till make it all they grow. Yes, so I can for sure, yes I can for sure them thing them way they make we know they grow. Say now we they die pampo, if I they try for go before. I beg, bo, do ya not make us slow? No. If I try for raise the tempo, do ya not make them low? Yes, so if I try for go before, I beg, bo, do ya not make us slow? No. If I try for raise the tempo, do ya not make them low? Yes, so before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in unity. Yes, so before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in harmony. Yes, so don't we for do them thing now we go make we smarter, thing now we go make we stronger, thing now we go make we nation last much longer. So we life them go better. Yes, so but we for left them thing now we go make we scatter, thing now we go bring palava, thing now we go make we nation well panambara, make we people scatter.
Scatter you talk about.
Thing them like half neighbor plaba, political party wahala. Thing them we go make we agba, them put we country pan yakba. Sing along say hey bo, we want for no.